Right, that's the back plate welded in, so that's the fire base done. And yes, it is hot. Obviously welding, the whole thing gets hot. So next section, or next part, is to trim. To trim the corners off. Use the plasma cutter. As I said, you can't do this with discs, so I started with discs. But it takes too many, and I do too many to do it. Literally, I use the fire as its own edge. I need to hold it because it pivots. Right, so here we go. Also got, the fire then up top. Also got to trim off the excess off that one that I left over. That's the easy bit done, he says. Right, upside down, you've got the swath from obviously where I, it's alright, I'm looking for something. Where's it gone? Oh, that'll do. Obviously it's harder to grind with the swath on, so chip off any swath. Certain person out there, I'm not mentioning any names, but they tried welding it while the swath was still on there, and they know what it's like, don't they? Or you do, should I say. And then it's a case to get your grinder and tidy up the edge so you can't feel anything. There's a little bit of a lip, so just keep going around like that till it's all smooth. I'll do that and I'll bring you back. There we go. All ground off. I don't tend to grind them flat. Hang on, no, you can't see nothing now, can you? No, wrong way, that way. Knock him up a bit. Don't grind him flat, so literally there's no sharp edges left on it. Taking all the sharp, there is a sharp edge there, but that'll be covered when we put the lid on. So that's stage one. We've got the pan to work with, which will make it easy. Well, it's part of the process. If you see the sides are bending in, don't worry about it, because like I said, with clamps and that, you will get them back out to where they should be. Like you see, that's in a bit and that's in a bit. So this clamp, bending the opposite way now, so he's curved out slightly, leaving for a little while, and he should take his form. Right, I'm going to turn you off. I'm going to leave this as it is because I'm going for a cup of coffee. I'll see you in a bit. Right, I'm back. Finished and stopped yesterday. I had other things to do, so I only got back today. Hang on, let's turn that off or I'll get bollocked by YouTube. As I said to you, these come in, put this in, stretch it back out. So I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't see it on there. That now is reasonably straight. Next part is to put the reinforcer in, if I can find one. 2x2 angle. It's going to be welded in there at the moment. It's a bit like that. I'm going to grind that part out, but that's because you have the meal one with the grill, and obviously if you've got that above it on a bar, even though that's 2 mil, it's still fairly flexible, and that holds to keep it stiff. So I'll get this ground out and then I'll bring you back. Alright, ground it off, ground the weld off, or most of it in there, so this sits a bit. But I forgot to tell you, you also grind off the edge. Obviously you can see that one, so if that's like that, it'll never tuck up nicely. Take the edge off, give it a bit of a flat area. It's not perfect, but the welder will do the rest for me. So I'll get this welded in, and then I'll bring you back. There we go, he's in. Where are you? Here you are. Hang on a minute. No, wrong way. There you are, that's in. So when you have, I know it's a foot, but when you have that on there, that'll secure that up. I'll bring you back with the next bit. Right, next stage is to stick the lid on. Big piano hinge. Right, get the lid, which is oversized. Which will be that one. I'll do this when I tack it, I'll show you. Tack this one on. And what we'll do, tap that one in place. Here we go. Oh, yeah, you can see it. Tacked him on, got him there. Lid stays upright, closes with ease. Tidy job, that'll do for me. Right, I'll get this welded in and I'll bring you back. Here we go, hinge is now welded in. always go stiff first. After a couple of uses, it'll soon lighten up. Again, you know when you get good penetration when you see it coming through. Now, flip him up the other way. There's excess there, your ring there. Plasma cutter time, and I'll bring you back when we got the plasma cutting done. Right, I've been around with the plasma cutter. Take the swarf off. Now the swarf is off, it's back to the grinder. Won't put you through all that, I'll bring you back later. Right folks, I was doing the lid as I said to you, I was going to grind it off, but I've just realised I fucked it up. So this one will go to the corner and be put together at some other stage and I'll use it. What I've done is I put the hinge in the wrong place, so you've got a gap. I know a lot of people will say it doesn't matter, but I would have let it go on if I couldn't have done that. The poker fits through it, everything fits through it. So I'll do another base. When I get it to this stage, I'll bring you back and I'll take you through the rest of it. Catch you later. Well, I'm not sure if I mentioned this. Obviously, the last part you saw was the fuck up. That's gone. I've got the base done again now. I'm about to put the lid on, but I'm not sure if I explained the weld that I do on the inside. No, let me move that up. I've got a strip light, as you can just get the glare off it. And what I do is hold it up, go round it to see if there's any holes in it, like there. Now, which end was it? There. Now in, oh I can't do this, I hate these cameras. Well, not the cameras, but using them. In that corner, you can't see it. How can I show it you? Hang on, I'll be back in a minute. Right, I've just turned my light off. As you can see, I'm in the shadow now, so I'm darkening it out. If I put my other torch there, you can see where the weld is burnt through or missed. And that's why I hold it up to the strip light. So, what we do is just build the weld up. Now, as you can see, great big red blob, but there's no other holes in this whatsoever. Hello. Famous last words. Bring you back in a minute. Right, I think this is where I left it before I fucked it up last time. As you can see here when I close it, hang on, it's still a bit warm. There's no holes. Oh, hang on, where are you? There's no gaps. And that works on both sides. And instead of this being closed, you see the hinge there. So what you've got to do is the ball of the hinge, or whatever you want to call it, the hinge point, the top of that, hang on, let's get you in closer. See if it'll focus. Come on, focus. Right, the hinge here needs to be level with the back of your fire pit, and then you weld your lid on by holding him up like that. But make sure that, and that's what I didn't do on the other one, I put that piece, right, that piece was above that piece. Above, that piece was above, not level with the cook station. So now I've got it to that level, put the legs on, and I'll bring you back when I've got everything ready. Right, the brackets we made earlier for the legs, if you remember, they're going to go one there, you can only just see, but one there, and then obviously the one in the middle to hold your tray. So I'll get these put on and then I'll bring you back. That's the two front legs and the cook bar held up. That one's cooked egged a bit, but like I said, it'll stand upright and you can move it up and down. Right, time to flick it over. The reason I'm using more grips is it's hot. I do it up reasonably tight to make sure everything stays. Better do the other side as well. I'm getting carried away with myself here. That's actually pulling that bolt nut up. And that's why I do it with mold grips. So, redo the nut. Alright, that's the top now coming off. Now it ain't gonna come off, as you can tell. Right, that's him, he's tight enough. And it all comes handy holding the legs because obviously it's now on. Right, time for the wings. I've already pre-plasma cut these because I do them in a bunch. Saves doing them time and time again. So get rid of the bits. Bring you back in a minute.